Right. So I guess it's pretty weird, but I guess in the past few weeks of me continuously watching K-pop, I think I kind of got the gestures in, and well, hello, we see you coming in for our first part of our weekend twofer. Now I just like to talk about another group that I've been watching recently, and thank you for the people who watched my previous. My previous video about Eyelet, and I do hope that I do wish them the best. I do wish that they get to keep improving and their fandom to increase, to have a strong fandom, because lately with all these problems within Hybe, between Min Hee-jin and Bang, I guess the biggest victims are actually, I would have to say that the bigger victim is Eyelet, because unlike New Jeans that have a strong following already, Eyelet is new. They're basically just a month old, and their fandom, their fan base is not that established yet, and that's something that they need to build up. And with them starting out with all this hate is not really helping, though they are good. You know, they do have the talent. Their dance, their moves, always been, it's really good. The songs very catchy. Their songs are very nice, which is something that's going to be working for them. And with a big company like Hybe or Belift helping them out, I do hope that it could be enough for them to break through this, to get ahead of this problem between the different Hybe labels and the problems about them. And I do hope that we just stop the hate. You know, a lot of, I mean, they've been getting hate even before they got debuted. So I just hope that you can just stop the hate and enjoy the groups. You know, they work hard on it. People work hard on it. There will be similarities, but it's two different groups, and I do hope that they just enjoy. But on another side, I've been watching this group who also debuted right about the same time as Eyelet, and I'd like to talk about this because first thing, the members, the songs are nice, and the members, being a Filipino, you know, I am a Filipino of Chinese descent, but I consider myself a Filipino. I was born in the Philippines, grew up in the Philippines, and it makes me proud to really talk about this group. It's called UNIS, and talk about their songs and their journey, because this is the first K-pop group with Filipina members. You know, UNIS is actually a group, and I had to take down notes because they're more than five. So, please bear with me. But UNIS is a K-pop group that came from also came from a survival show. You know, the survival show is called the UNIverse Ticket, and it's a survival show wherein they had more people, they had more nationalities in it, and UNIS is not part of the Big Four. Now, the Big Four basically is YG, which had Blackpink and Baby Monster. We'll be talking about that soon. Baby Monster, YG. You have SM, which used to be Super Junior and SNSD. Espas there. There's JYP, which is currently still my stan. Twice, ITZY, NMIX, Stray Kids, and we have Hybe, which is which has BTS, New Jeans, Eyelet, and Hypen. FNF Entertainment is not part of the Big Four. I guess it might be a little bit, it might limit them in terms of budget, but at least it can give more focus on them. Now, the UNIverse Ticket is an SBS TV show, also a survival show with idols, and they finally came out with an 8-member team, with an 8-member lineup, and I just as a Filipino feels proud that most foreigners would say that, oh, Filipinos or Filipinas are great singers and dancers. You know, we've always heard that as a Filipino. We've always heard people say, "Oh, these the as a Filipinas, they sing well, they dance well," but we don't see them in the big stage. You know, like maybe they would say that when Dara or Sandara went debuted at 21, she learned a big part. She learned her initial parts of entertainment here in the Philippines, but that's basically it. And we love her for rapping the Philippines, but like Blackpink is Hadisa as a Thai lady. Personally, I love Thai women and love Thai people, and it's great, you know. But now the Philippines is in the map, is in the K-pop map with UNIS, and not just that. It's also a testament that we can dance and we can sing with the best of them. Now, this is also different with regards to the P-pop, with the P-pop genre, since we now have a real P-pop genre with SB and also now having Beanie. But this is like real Filipinas in K-pop. You know, it's I would have to say it's a milestone, and really, really proud of it. Now, UNIS is an 8-member group featuring Jelly, Alicia, Nana, Kotoko, Hyunju, Yuna, Yunha, and Sewon. Now, out of the 8 members, we have 2 Japanese, specifically Nana and Kotoko. We have 2 Filipinas, 2 full-blooded Filipinas in Jelly and Alicia, and we have 4, now technically 3.5, since one of the Koreans, Hyunju, is actually half Filipina. So this is a group with 2.5 Filipinas, and we have Yuna, Yunha, and Seowon as Koreans. Now, what's great about this is that Alicia actually used to be a child star with ABS-CBN. So she already had initial training in acting. And also, with regards to the contest itself, Alicia was the winner. Alicia was the first place winner in the Universe ticket, which is another great achievement for us. Now, this is actually a pretty young group. You know, if we're gonna go back to, since I started with Islet, there are 5 members. We had the oldest one, Yuna was the oldest one at 20 years old. Then we have 2 19-year-olds, which is Minju and Mocha. And then we have 2 16-year-olds, specifically Wonhee and Iroha. Now, these are pretty young, right? So these are pretty young, but we do already have 3 adults. Now, this is actually a pretty diverse group in terms of ages. Well, not really that diverse, because the oldest member and the youngest member is basically almost 9 years. Now, the oldest member is Hyunju, who's already 22. So she's actually older than Yunha. She's even actually older than everybody in New Jeans. Since, if I'm not mistaken, the oldest member of New Jeans is Minji, also at 20 years old. So she's coming in pretty old. She might even be older than the Baby Monster girls, since they're pretty old. Now, the next thing is they have a big group of people within the same age, around 16 years old, and that's going to be Jelly, Alicia, Kotoko, Yunha, and Yuna. All of them are around the age of 16. And the youngest is Seowon, who's around 13. Almost, I guess they're turning 14. So the age gap is pretty big. And with their oldest already older than most K-pop artists. But funny, she's actually pretty petite. When I saw her doing some of the collaborations with other groups, she's actually pretty petite. But then again, she's actually one of the older members, and also in terms of age to debut. And the youngest one is Seowon, who's the maknae. Now the leader is Hyunju, I guess being the eldest. But in terms of vocals, it's actually spaced out pretty well. Now, we can't we always can't remove the comparison to Twice. Actually, even the members themselves look to Twice as their leaders or as their inspiration. And with regards to vocal with regards to vocal allotment, at the moment I do find that Jelly is not really given that much lines, but they do tend to have all of them to more or less equally. Now the funny thing there is Seowon, who's the maknae and the youngest one, and she has, I would have to say, she has a very stable and might have the best voice, you know, and I guess it's also something that she used to be a soloist, and she already has good vocal training to start that out. I have to admit that the UNIS girls actually have very good vocal training, and I would have to admit, you know, as much as I'm starting to stand Islet, since you know they really need the support, and I really find their music very catchy, is that every member of UNIS might already have a leg up, or might have already who's are already up a level, up a notch in terms of vocals. I'd have to admit that much, you know. Elisha can sing so well. You know, Jelly has a very underrated voice, and I think if she was transferred to Islet, oh, she could sing too. But it's not. It's a different type of singing. It's a little bit more Filipino belty style, but nevertheless, she does have that talent. Now, the group in itself has their mini album has 5 songs. Now they have Superwoman, which is their carrier single, and they've already released a follow up, which is Dopamine. They've done performance videos as well. They've already had music videos out for Superwoman and Dopamine. And I don't know, the Dopamine I think is still the performance video. And they have 2 or 3 other songs: Butterfly Dream, Dream of Girls, and What You Need. Now, What You Need was done live in their debut, so they don't have a music video yet. Now, with the music video quality with regards to Superwoman, I can say that you can see the budget difference there. It's a big budget difference with regards to when when New Jeans started a few years ago. I'm gonna be putting New Jeans as the standard, because even if they started a year later, they're gonna be pushing in the 5th gen. But you can see the difference between Islet, Baby Monster, and UNIS. You can see the difference in budget. You know, with UNIS, it's actually more of a set. And their look is more of a bubblegum type, you know, bubblegum pop type, which is just exactly enough. It's just perfect for them, since they're around 16, 14, 15 age range. Except for Yeonju's already 22, but the way she looks, she'd pass for 15, right? So which is just great, you know, which suits them. In terms of the video, you can see that the budget is not really there. How? Because of the cameras, they're relying more on camera tricks, you know, effects, rather than like in Islet, it was filmed like Magnetic was filmed in an abandoned hotel. Right? They had location filming. Lucky Girl Syndrome had the bigger location, and but nevertheless, it suited the vibe. It suited the group. So Superwoman was great. You know, the song in itself, I would say that I like Dopamine better. Honestly, I like Dopamine better. It's more upbeat. It's more of a, you know, it's more like an anthem type song. You know, it should have been. It hits hard. Actually, it reminds me more of a, like an anime song. You know, you can put it in an anime. You know, but Superwoman is a little bit more vibey. You know, it has a little bit more of a jazzy type vibe. It's nice. I'll not say it's not good. It's nice, but I personally do like Dopamine better. Now, With regards to their other songs, I would have to put What You Need as the third. So I would put Dopamine, Superwoman, What You Need, Butterfly Dream. But lastly, The Dream of Girls is actually the song for the whole, for the Universe ticket. So I would have to put it at 5 since everybody sang it there. So these are my list for their songs. But you know what? As much as they're not part of the big four, and you can really feel it with the budget, they're actually a good. They're actually a good. It's a great debut. You know, it's not as big, but you can see that it's a good debut. I wouldn't say it's explosive, but it is a good debut. It's a great starting point for them, and it's a great starting point for the non-big four company. In terms of dance steps, well, they're not as dynamic. It is more formational. You know, it's similar. I have to put it near twice. It's a little bit more such movements, formations. The dances are not as high impact, but they're very good. You know, they even do different like diagonal formations. In terms of moving the body, I guess them being young, and you can really see that they're young. In terms of their movements, they would still need maybe a little bit more, I don't know, I wouldn't say confidence, but I would say more power in their moves. They're very smooth. Now, I'd have to go, in terms of my bias, well, I would have to bias from the Filipinas. You know, all three of them. You know, Yeonju, Alicia's very beautiful. You know, she's pretty. You can see she's very pretty. Now, it's funny that during the contest, they love Jelly's vibe. She's a little dark. She's a little bit the Morena beauty, what we call it in the Philippines, so like a dark skinned beauty, and she has those dreamy look, the dreamy eyes. And every time she does some of her power moves, everybody goes off. I guess it's because of her exotic looks, and she actually has a very underrated singing talent. You know, they don't use it yet, but she can show it. And but my other bias aside from the three is actually Seo-won. She's so cute, you know. She reminds me of the one from Spy Family, like really upbeat, and I would have to say she has the best voice from them all. Now, another thing that I'd like to put forward is that I'd like to shout out is that they even made a cover of Beanie's Pantropico. Now, what is Beanie, by the way? Beanie is a Filipina P-pop band, and they've already released 5 songs, if I'm not mistaken. Pantropico, Salamin, Carrera, and there's 2 more which I forgot, or just 1, but I just know 3. And they did a cover of Pantropico. They specifically split it. It's just 3 of them, specifically Jelly, Alicia, and Seo-won. It's so cute. Goosebumps, you know. You can really, and that's where you can really hear Jelly really singing her best, you know. The choreography. Now, I'll be posting links as usual. I'll even be posting their Beanie Pantropico cover. It's funny because Seo-won sang lines in Filipino, and it sounded natural. It just feels so proud with him. And I guess I might be posting more videos on some. It's a great time for K-pop. You know, it's a great time for K-pop. It's a great time for music and trying to find nice things in life. And I do hope that you can check out UNIS. They're doing. It's a great debut. You know, it's a good debut for them since it gives them a good start. It doesn't give them too much expectations to follow up, so it gives them a good solid start, so that it's a good solid footing for them to work on. And I hope that you can check them out. You know, they already have Dopamine and Superwoman. Any Filipino watching this, or any Asian watching this, anybody watching this, please check them out. It's the first Filipinas in K-pop. As much as I'm so happy with Lisa breaking the barrier, being the first Thai in K-pop. Now we have Filipinas. So hopefully we get to see the other national. We do have an Indian Indian lady in the Indian girl in the K-pop group. So it's a nice mix of diversity, especially for this one. And now that they have, now that this is UNIS, we now have a good group. So again, thank you very much for taking the time to listen. I'm sorry it took a little bit longer, but then again, I do hope that I hope that you can see how much am excited for this group. Enjoy everybody, enjoy the weekend, and have a great day.